books have an incredible amount of value. It's one of those things where you cannot put value on a book just based on what it's selling for. And that's just something that you don't really hear very often, and it's not something that I don't know if they teach in a number of different places. But if you actually put a value based on what a book has actually allowed you to actually do, I think you would be amazed at how impressive and valuable some books actually are. So I remember one book in particular, one of the first books that I read that got me interested in finance. I'm still looking for it, but I don't see it at the moment. But The Wealthy Barber. The Wealthy Barber was a book I remember that I taught in one of my introduction to finance classes. And I was explaining to my students who were in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade how this book had a value of, let's say, $10,000 in it. A book, value of $10,000. Yet at the book stand, you could probably get it for $15. And I asked them the question, why do you believe I'm saying that that book has $10,000 worth of value in it? And they thought about it a little bit, and the thought came to them that, oh, that probably provided $10,000 of value to you. And I was like, that's exactly correct. It provided value for me. So in my particular case, that is a valuable book that I actually have in my collection. And even though the value of it, based on what a retail value would be, might not be very big, I understand the value to be much higher than what it actually sells for. The value is something that's subjective, something that you actually apply to something else, but for everything that I've actually been taking in and everything that I've actually been learning, and I know this is one of the more recent books that I'm reading right now, The Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill created millions of millionaires. And that was kind of hard for me to fathom, but I heard that, and I was like, you know what, I have to grab his book. And I'm reading through it now, and it's just giving me tons of value. So that's something that's been added to the collection. So I have an entire library of books that just have tons of value. And even if I'm not, don't have the opportunity to put a dollar value to it, for the very fact that it's in my library and it's in my collection, that says something. And so think about that. Think about that. One book having that amount of value, what would an entire library actually offer in terms of value?